Open up the chat doc. Open up the stats block. Yes, that's it, stats. Okay, good. Move that over a little bit. Let's move that right. Well, whatever, we can go on this side. It doesn't matter which side these things are on. I don't know why I didn't just make them look like this earlier. They're just easier to look at. Okay, everybody. Well, it should be picking up my audio by now. Hello. Streaming on a different day at a different time, but this one happens to work out. Now I will, not that anybody's watching yet, but there is the chance I will have to pause the stream briefly. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, I see it. My wife, when she went to work, forgot a little bit of paperwork, and she doesn't know if she'll need some information on that paperwork. If she does by any chance, I said there's no point in driving back home when I'm here, because I can just tell you whatever you need. I know how to read paper. I may not be very good at accounting and account numbers and all that type of stuff. I'm not the best mathematician, but I do know how to read numbers. So I said, no need to come back. If you end up needing this information, just give me a call and I will read off whatever is written on these things, or printed more accurately. And I said that would be no big deal to do. So if that happens, if I do get that phone call, then I will just pause. I'll probably just mute my mic and go to the be right back screen. And that would be it. Not a big deal. I don't know how long the stream's going to be today because I don't have anything major to work on. I've been working on, I finished something, the dead media pictures that I was working on in the last stream, because I've had some blocks of time that didn't really work for streaming, but where I could do some artwork, and so I finished those. And so I've gone back to Shodan, who is actually almost, well, the preliminary color pass, I guess I should call it that, the initial colors are almost done. So I've gone back to, sorry, I just bumped the iPad. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not, but made a noise. So, yeah, so I'm back at Shodan here, which, oh, you can't see it yet. I forgot. Let me do this. Hey, Faint Waves, happy holidays. I did have a good holiday. I still am, because I'm off. I always take a couple weeks off around the holidays just because I figure it's the best time of the year to do it. So I am, oh, why is that show? Oh, I know why. Hold on, sorry. Hold on, I know what I did wrong there. I forgot to, of course, verify the correct app. There it is, and boop, there we go. So yes, I did have a great holiday. Thank you very much. Yeah. Sorry, I should have noted I was about to take a drink of water. I usually do that before I start the stream, and of course today I forgot. You know, I gotta fold this cover back. So yeah, holidays were very good. Holidays were very good because they were uneventful, and that's always what I want out of a holiday. Honestly, I just want to get through a holiday and everybody is happy and healthy and doing well, and so far, that's what's happening, because you can't count on anything. So I'm always happy when a holiday comes and goes, and no family members have stopped speaking because of some stupid argument for whatever reason or anything like that. It's all gone smoothly, and that's what I'm always after. So yes, holidays have been very good. Thank you very much. Hopefully everybody watching has had an excellent holiday. I hope. I never really wish anybody to have well, I shouldn't say never, but I haven't had anybody that I've really wished an ill holiday on in quite a while, so that's nice too. It's nice not to have anybody who I'm just so sick of that I wish that I know personally anyway. Of course, there are people in the world that I wish ill will towards, but most of those people wish ill will towards others, usually for really stupid reasons. We won't get into that because that's not a happy stream, and I'd rather have a nice, happy stream today because it is the holidays. And one thing, I truly actually do love this time of year. I really do. I love Christmas music, or holiday music, I guess. It doesn't have to be Christmas music. There are songs I like that have nothing to do with Christmas. Oh, man. Well, I gotta write that. I gotta fix that. But I like this time of year. I mean, it's, as I've said before, it's a little weird to have Christmas in California because it's not really Christmas. But I like holiday music, and I like people, you know, getting together and being happy and all that stuff. And something that holidays you get a little bit more of, I feel like, and so that's why I like it. That's not the right angle for that. So yeah, it's been good so far. No complaints. Nothing to complain about. But yeah, I have a little block of time today. And as I said, I might have to, if my wife calls me, I'll just throw the be right back screen up and I'll pause it. It shouldn't take too long. I just have to read numbers. I can't imagine it would take me that long to do that. But yeah, other than that, it's just been a nice day. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to make that a different color. I don't want that like that. Watched a really good movie today, which I will review probably for next week's show because we've already recorded this week's show. Obviously, it came out at noon. Talking about it, of course. But so I'll be talking about it next week. And it is a movie from 1988 called Tokyo Pop, which is, and you can make your own decision if you watch the movie, very, very, very similar to a movie that was made, 1988. That would be 14 years later, called Lost in Translation, starring Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson. Like I said, I'm not going to necessarily say that there was any... I don't know that I can wholeheartedly say that there was plagiarism involved. I just find it interesting how similar the plots are. I mean, strikingly similar plots. That does happen. Oh, wow, those colors are really close. Hold on a minute. Just realized I have two really close colors. Oh, that was my phone in the background. That could be... Let me make sure that's not my wife saying that she needs me to take a picture of that documentation or anything like that. Oh, no, that's... Okay, no, that's something entirely different. Okay, good. Yep, that's something else. Okay, that was just a notification to pick up medication. Okay, so yeah, the two movies are very similar. Like I said, I never heard of Tokyo Pop, to be honest. It was not a movie that was on my radar in any way. But I happened to see something... Wow, they are the same color. They are the exact same color, because that would have shifted. Okay, well, then I already picked this color, so that's easy to fix. Jeez, figures. But anyway, I'd heard about this movie, and it had fairly good reviews, so I thought, oh, I'll watch it. And I really liked it. I thought it was an excellent movie. But that does have enormous similarity to, again, to a shocking degree, similarity to Lost in Translation. And I'm not the only one who's noticed that. So I don't know. It's not a one-to-one. So I shouldn't. That's why I say I can't really claim that, yes, this is absolutely ripped off or anything. I don't know that. But it's strikingly similar. I'll just say it like that. When you watch this, if you watched Lost in Translation, you'd be like, whoa, this is very similar. I mean, it is virtually the same story. So it's interesting. But whether it's, whatever the truth of that is in any way or not, this movie is, I don't know, I don't really like that. Let me see if I can shift that color. I don't like that color. Hold on. Oh, no. Wow, man. That's not what I was trying to do. There we go. I was trying to pump the saturation. Maybe, I don't know, do I want to make it pink? I don't know if pink is the right thing for it. I don't think I have any orange cables. Hold on, let's see. That might work. Like a nice deep, oh yeah, that's not a bad color. I'll use that. That's okay. I want something that's not similar to the other ones. There we go. But yeah, really good movie. I really, really liked it. Starring, actually, one of the people in Tokyo Pop is in Lost in Translation, which makes it even weirder. I don't know what the Japanese actor's name is, but he's a composer and a singer, and he shows up in Lost in Translation because one of the sites that was talking about the two of the movies actually showed him in both movies. So that's interesting. But again, I don't know. It's probably just coincidence based on what I've read of how Lost in Translation was initially conceived. I mean, it sounds like Sofia Coppola just made up a series of scenes and then let the actors kind of improvise what the actual story was. So if that's true, then that would seem to be something where it's just possibly these two movies just happen to be very similar. Or it could be that she'd heard of this movie or had seen it and wanted to do her own take on it. It's possible too. That happens a lot. So in either event, Tokyo Pop is really good. I would say watch it. It's a $5 rental over on the Kino Now. That's Kino. Kino Now website. They have a streaming site that's on all the major services. I watched it on the computer because I was trying to capture clips from it for the show review, so I just ended up watching it on my computer. It's not like it's a HDR 4K type of thing where you really need it's basically a romantic comedy more than anything. And so that's not something where I need my, the television and the surrounds. My computer setup is perfectly adequate for something like that. This is not a Star Wars level production where the visual effects must be seen on the biggest and most expansive stage possible. It's a small time independent movie about two people who meet in Japan and have a kind of a romance and try to find the things that they want in life. It's a very sweet story. I like it a lot. I think it's very well done. The main woman in it is named Carrie Hamilton. I should find the Japanese performer's name. It's really not right not to know what his name is. So bear with me a minute here. Let's see. So it is Tokyo Pop. I mean, that's just, it's not fair to not credit the two people who are the main reason you like the movie. Carrie Hamilton died very young, which is pretty sad because she's really good in this, and she sings the song that she sings in the movie. She was apparently a very good singer. And the male lead also sings because he's in the band. Diamond Yukai. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. It's Japanese. They're both great. They're both excellent. And he's the one who shows up in Lost in Translation as well. Very, very good. And it starts off as a basic kind of fish out of water story where Carrie Hamilton is playing a singer who is not having a great time in New York. And a friend of hers, she gets a postcard from her friend saying, hey, I moved to Japan, and it's really great, and you should come out here. And she decides she's going to try to make it as a rock and roll singer in Japan. Gets to Japan and immediately finds out that her friend, who is, I believe, a model, I think, in the movie, has decamped for Thailand now and is living there. And so she's kind of stuck in Japan with no ability to speak Japanese, doesn't know anyone, and she is found by Diamond. Well, his name is Hiro in the movie, so I'll say Hiro. Hiro, who is in a band, like many other Japanese bands at the time, is basically just playing cover songs. And he, like Wendy is Carrie Hamilton's character's name. Wendy wants to be a big-time rock and roll singer, and Hiro has the same dream, and so the two of them kind of bond over that, and then become involved, and then, some things happen after that. And I won't spoil the whole movie for you right here, because I think you should go watch it. It's really good. And like I said, very, very good movie. Small movie, the comedy a lot comes from Wendy's lack of knowledge about Japan and Japanese customs, and also the fact that she's sort of look at that. Geez, that's some weird line work. I mean, it makes sense, but it's weird looking. I'll leave it though. I mean, in the grand scheme, it's not a big deal. So a lot of the comedy comes from her kind of trying to figure out what's going on around her because she doesn't understand all the Japanese customs and culture. And then, her and Hiro having language barriers, which leads to a very funny initial scene with the two of them. Where am I here? Oh, that's over the gray one. Which is very funny. It's just a misunderstanding of what one is basically communicating to the other. And there's some of that. Not ever to a degree where it gets out of hand, because that kind of thing can kind of wear out its welcome. But it doesn't in this movie. And they make a very sweet pairing. That's what kind of makes the movie work. Is that you like these two people together. They kind of have this, in a way that artists often do, this mutual love of what they're trying to accomplish. They understand what each one understands what the other wants, and is trying to get to a similar or the same place. And so they're working towards the same goal, which I think is very nice. It's one of the nice parts of the movie. And and the movie is basically about, okay, what happens if they get to a certain point where they may have that opportunity? What does that opportunity do if, let's say your goals are 95% the same? Does that 5% difference, does it mean that the relationship can't survive if that 5% doesn't line up? And that's what the movie is. So I won't, like I said, I'm not going to spoil any further. I thought it was a delightful movie. I had a great time with it. Really good soundtrack too. Really good songs. I like the fact that in a lot of the movie, this might not be for everybody, but I liked it a lot. A lot of the movie, they don't. The important parts that are in Japanese are in Japanese. So it's not like it ever leaves you out with important plot points, but they also don't translate everything. You don't get subtitles for all the Japanese. And I actually like that. To me, that feels, I don't know, I like that decision. Some people might not. Some people might find that to be, to kind of get them lost in things. But I think it was actually a very good thing. I enjoyed the fact that there were bits of dialogue and speech that are not subtitled. And so you have to you have to infer meaning pretty much from facial expressions and body language, and I think it works perfectly fine. I did, because I was curious. There was a couple of scenes where that happened, and what I did was I went and turned on the captions and looked at what the captions were saying was happening, and as I expected, I pretty much knew what the general feeling of the dialogue was without having to know everything that was said. And that's what I was curious about. Okay, if this is working as intended, then I should be able to tell what the meaning is without knowing exactly what's being said. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. What I thought the character was trying to get across, even if I might not have been able to necessarily write down the exact words, but I got the gist of it. Let's put it that way. So that was the important part. And since I did that a few times, and every time I was close enough, I thought, okay, I'm going to leave this on as is. I'm not going to turn the captions on. I'm just going to experience this movie as it's designed, which is to have subtitles for the really important stuff where you really want no ambiguity about it. And they do that. So now there's no subtitles. They just don't use them all the time, which, like I said, I really like. But I could see some people having a problem with that. I would say you'll be fine. But the more important part is I just think it's a very well-made movie. It's a very sweet movie. And I'm very glad that, I don't remember where I read about it. Someplace referenced it, that it had just been remastered by Kino Lorber, who's the I guess, studio or whatever, is a publisher, whoever it is. I don't know what they refer to themselves as, but whatever they are, that have this streaming service called Kino Now. And I have a bunch of Kino titles. They're known for doing a lot of kind of independent or offbeat films. They're not so much a Vinegar Syndrome. I would compare them more to a Shout Factory type of outfit. More or less, but there's a number of things I know, like overseas stuff that I've gotten that's Kino stuff that they release. So I don't know if they serve as an American label for somebody else. I really don't know that much about the company, but I know that they traffic in these types of films and generally do a really good job with it. So yeah. So that's what I watched today, which I will be reviewing on our show. Okay, so. Oh, wait, what layer was I on with that? I was on one of the upper layers. This one? Yeah. It's just a little tough to tell where some of the color. I do have grays in here, so I'm trying to make sure I'm not going over grays, but I'm not. Oops. There we go. Not in this case. That is a gray down. I think this is a gray down here. Double check that really quick. I'm pretty sure that is a gray. No, it's not. It's not a gray. Huh. Okay. So that's a white space too. All right. Well, I'm almost done with them. I've got most of the white spaces eliminated here, which is what I'm going for. So yeah, again, Tokyo Pop from 1988. I think there is another movie called Tokyo Pop from later, but this is the 1988 one starring Diamond Yukai. I hope I'm getting that right. And Carrie Hamilton, and it is on Kino Now. You can stream it there or buy it. I thought about buying the physical release. The only thing is the physical release doesn't really have any extras on it, so I'm really hoping that they put out a more full-featured version. I mean, maybe there are no extras. This was an independent film. Same filmmaker who did the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie, apparently. I did not realize that. This was, I think, the first or second feature, and then Buffy was after it, which I like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie. I think it's a fun movie. Okay, let's just making sure my screen's still being shared. Okay, I'm really close to being done here. Really close to being done. It's amazing. I feel like I've been working on I probably have been working on this for 6 months or so. Not straight. I've kind of put it to the side while I've done other things here and there. So let me see. Is there any other colors that aren't very heavily utilized that I might want to use for this? Dark purple is kind of... I've got that in a lot of places. Got the grays and a lot of spots. Actually, you know what? The dark gray, or whatever color that is. Let me see. Hold on. Is that this color? No. Let me see what colors we got here. There's a dark gray. That's not it. What color is that? I mean, I never labeled these colors because they don't really have names. There, that color. Whatever this color is now going to be right here, I think. Put some of that. It's kind of an off gray or something. It's like a... It's not pure gray. It's gray with some kind of... It's a grayed out version of another color. Where is that purple? I gotta fix that because that's bleeding. So we gotta fix the bleed. There it is. Let's fix that bleed right here. There we are. Let's go back to that color. Was that 41 or 40 or 39 or 38 or something else? Uh-oh. What color is that? Oh, it doesn't matter. 44? 44. There we go. Okay. So yeah, Tokyo Pop. Good movie. I would recommend that. I also watched a movie from 1982, although technically it's really from 1980 because it was filmed in 80 and just not released for 2 years. Not really sure why. I haven't seen any... I didn't come across any specific reason for that, but that happens sometimes. Movies get shelved for a while. But anyway, a movie released in 1982 called Endangered Species, which is very much a conspiracy, paranoid thriller from, basically 1980. So the earliest of 80s. Back when movies like this were fun and there wasn't a lot of the craziness around conspiracy theories now where people are just taking them way too seriously and believing things that are just nonsense. This was when, you could have a fun movie. I actually think it's very good. It stars Robert Urich. I think I got his name right there. And Jo Beth Williams. And I liked it a lot. It reminded me of when I could watch movies like this and they were interesting thought experiments and not preludes to people doing crazy things in real life, which unfortunately is just where we are now. I hate to say. Again, I don't want to make this a downer stream, but it's just... Movies like this used to be fun and not the beginning of a manifesto for people to go insane. But I liked it. It's very similar to a movie I reviewed earlier in the year titled Hangar 18. Very much in that vein. A little different. Hangar 18 is a different type of government conspiracy film. It's focused in a different area, although the government still features. Although, technically, without spoiling anything, technically in Endangered Species, pardon me for yawning, I've been doing very well with that, so of course I would have to then, break that streak. But the government, I don't think, is actually supposed to be behind what goes on in Endangered Species based on at least one piece of dialogue, which I found interesting because it's very brief. And I think a lot of people probably could have even missed it. But it most certainly indicates that at least one of the lead characters, well, Robert Urich's character, I should say, doesn't believe the government is behind this at all. So technically, depending on how you want to interpret what he says, it's not really a government conspiracy film because he says the government isn't the ones responsible. It's like I said, it's a very, very brief scene. I mean, he states it very clearly. It's not as if I'm mishearing what he's saying. I pulled a clip of it because I want to bring it up in the review I do of it. But it is interesting because he never really does give an explanation of who he thinks it is. And there's at least some type of governmental involvement. So it's interesting. Like I said, it's just interesting. But I liked it a lot. I think it's very well made. I think it's it's definitely one of these types of films. So like I said, government conspiracy films today play very differently than they used to, unfortunately. It used to be something fun where you could actually sit there and kind of logic out what the reality of something was, and now you just have to dread that somebody's going to take it the wrong way. Like some nut will watch this movie and think it's the literal, truth, and then go and shoot up a federal building or something. I mean, it's just such a crazy world sometimes. But like I said, on its own, separate from the lunacy that comes with interpretation of art, it's a good film. Fortunately, it just plays a lot differently now than it would have before because now people take this stuff very, very seriously, too seriously. So, anyway, like I said, I don't want to go on too far about that. Well, amazingly, shockingly, I think Shodan is completely colored. The colors are done. Amazing. Amazing. Or I did this too. I put some glow around those beams. I don't know. I'm going to actually get rid of that because I'm not convinced that that's how I want it to look yet. So I'm going to get rid of that layer because it's just taking up layers right now. So let's see here. Let's get some of this stuff. Just trying to see what I can combine here because I am pretty far into the layer count on this thing. What are these? Oh, those are circuit lines. Okay, those are wire details. I mean, at this point, well, I say that. I shouldn't say that. Jeez, how many layers am I at? Let me take a look at this. Let's see. Let me see how many I've got. I cannot have that many left. Layers. Remaining 4. Yeah, I don't have a ton. So, yeah, I've got to start combining some things. So probably, are there any of these that don't directly intersect? Okay, those don't. So I can combine these two down, and they are not the same. So okay, that's good. If I can flatten some that aren't directly connected, that'll make it easier for me. Let's see. Okay, those lines and those lines, I believe, are separate. Let's take a look. Hold on a minute. Okay. Okay, I believe I can safely combine those. Yep. Okay. That's those and that. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and combine those because those should be linked at this point, so I know what I'm on. Okay, that's good. That's good. We're getting there. That gives me a few more layers. It probably gave me what? Probably doubled my layer count. Now I'm to 8, maybe 7. Okay. Because I got to start putting details in now. Because I did that on some of these with these lines. I got to start doing that more on some of the other cables because all the cables really should have some form of that. So let's get our brush size correct. And those do have their own layer, which is, I think, this one. Yeah, layer 45. So let's see. That's close. Yeah, it looks the same. Okay, good. So this is the brush size. So that's easy enough. Okay, so what we'll do now is, astonishingly, I'm going to turn all the colors off. So we'll go ahead and take all of these colors, which is a lot because there's so many of them, and we will link all of those. Those are all the wire colors, I think. Are those the face colors too? No, those are separate. So we're going to link these, and we'll call these face colors. Okay, and then these are wire colors. So we'll call these wire colors. There we are. So we turn all that off, and now we're back to our black and white. Shoot back up to here, which I'll call cable details. I guess. I mean, I don't know what the difference between wire details and cable details is, but I don't know. Maybe cables are the bigger ones? I don't know. So let's turn off. Well, no, I shouldn't do that because then I'm going to get lost. So let's start doing these. So we'll just do some of these like this. Come down, 1, 2, 3. Come down, 1, 2, 3. Whoops. They should be somewhat even at least. Oh, jeez. Somewhat even. They don't have to be perfectly even, but I'd like them to not look weird. And that, no. There we are. Okay, so we'll do 1, 2. Yep. 1, 2. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. And 1, 2. Now let's clean those up. Use the old paintbrush for that. Oh crap. Whoa, what? Oh, okay. Well, that shouldn't be there. That was obviously an error. Yeah. That was an error. I think I did that with my finger. I was sitting there going, wait a minute, that shouldn't have erased that. Okay. I do have to be careful because those are on separate layers, so that's good. So that's a good reason to do it the way I did it. I have to be careful I don't bump into anything else. Okay. And I'll probably do some different coloring in these. It'll make them more distinctive, like gold banding or something like that. I don't know quite yet what. We'll see. Pardon me, I need to take a drink of water because I am thirsty. Okay, so let's see. So, okay, I did those and I cleaned those up. Let's come down to here. And on this one, we're going to do big bands. Oops, that's an eraser. Band. Oh, no, not like that. Band. Okay, band. Try to keep these looking like they are somewhat evenly spaced. There we go. And then in between, do circles every so often. Not every single time, but do a circle there. Let's do a circle right here or so. I'm not worried even about them being the same size. I'm not going to go too crazy. About there, maybe. And we'll make that a circle. Okay, that looks all right. And in this case, for those, I'll make the circles have the color as opposed to the banding. On some of the other ones, I'll do the band. The bands themselves will have colors, but on these, I'll make it the circles. Okay. And I just saw it go out, so let's go ahead and relink. Give that a minute. I'm going to give that a second. Should just come back. There we are. Let's click and validate. Yes, indeed. We are back. Okay. So, now... All right, that cable's done. Let's do this other big cable down here. Jeez. There's so many lines in this thing. There's so many lines in this. There really are. There's a lot of lines. Okay, let's do... Let's do... There's another big cable. Let's do... Oh, I missed a big cable, too. I missed one right there. Let's, on this one, let's do 1, 2, 1, 2. Something like that. A little bit more of a uneven spacing type of thing. See, like that? So we got that middle section, which I could probably color to be something else. So it's a 1, 2... 1, 2. Oh, no, it's too close. So it needs more space. Like 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe. That looks better. And the last would be like 1, 2. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that I'm okay with. Space doesn't have to be, oh, geez. Doesn't have to be perfectly even, but I want it to make some sense. Don't want it to be nonsensical spacing, you know what I mean? Has to have some spatial consistency. Ooh, there's a good phrase. Spatial consistency. Fancy. For me. Yeah, see, that I like. It's good. It's good. So, because I don't want them to all have the same bands either. You don't want to just have everything look repetitive. So I'm trying to figure out ways to vary it and still have it look interesting. And I don't mind some repetition, but I don't want it to just be the same patterns over and over and over. Sorry for the yawning. You know, because, again, that just seems boring. And I will leave, for example, this cable up here, this one here. I'm going to leave that one with no bands. No bands on that one. Because I don't want them all to be banded either. They should also have variation in terms of some being banded and some don't. So we'll leave that. That middle one will stay. Actually, the middle one, I'm just going to make 2 segments. 1, 2. There. Big separators in that one. So big bands on that one. Go. There we are. And there we are. Actually, I don't like that one. It doesn't look like it flows correctly. Okay, that doesn't either. Hold on. No, lost the pen. Okay. No, too much. Just a nice arc. There we go. That's better. That's a good arc. Perfect. Like that. Okay, so let's see. We're going to give this one some stuff. Let's do 1. Oh, still an eraser. Switch. Let's better switch around anyway like this. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have one. I don't think we have any with 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and get the space. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, And right about there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Perfect. Yep. So you see what I mean about, just keep some variation. Just because I don't want it to all look, it's the same cable, yes. So I got to go with a slightly thinner eraser to get this part right there. I can switch back to my bigger paint eraser. Okay. And we'll do that. And we'll clean up this. There we are. Yeah, and I'll just have to at some point figure out what I'm going to make the banding colors be. Which is fine. That's not something I have to solve today. We're going to make that cable's going to stay okay. Let's do widely spaced single brackets. That's just literally me saying words. Oh, no, I thought it faded again. It didn't. So what I meant by that is this, like this, and then a big space, and then another set, and then a big space, and another set. Is that right? That's fine. And another set, and another set, and another set, and one more right about there. And that looks fairly even enough anyway. Let's clean it. Get those lines cleaned up. Yeah. Okay, clean that edge there. Clean this edge here. And we'll clean that up. And clean that up. Okay. Yes, perfect. And that's everything for that one. I dig that one. The spacing's a little off, but no, it's a lot off. Okay, so I gotta fix these. These have to be spaced better, so more like that. Okay, but that line's too far. How about that? There we go. That's it. Sometimes just a little tiny adjustment will fix a lot of things. That looks much better to my eye than it did before. Now the spacing looks okay. Not, it's not 1-to-1 even. That's fine. Doesn't have to be, but it definitely looks better than it did a minute ago. Okay, so now let's do... you know what? We'll do one where they're just really close together. Just single lines, but close. Because they don't all have to be double-lined and all that stuff. I can just do ones... Okay, not like that, though. Still have to look spatially correct, or angle correct, at least. They can space out a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's fine. Basically just ladder lines, or ladder hatching, whatever. I don't know if that's even a term, or if it is, I don't know if this is being... Oh, oops. I don't know if I'm using it correctly. I'm just calling it that, because it's basically just ladder hatches. Meaning rungs on the ladder with the lines. That's probably very obvious, but just spelling out in case it's not. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't have to make every single one of them. Doesn't have to be overly complicated. They can also be simple. Simple works too. Simple is not bad. I often do that. I'll think, oh no, it's too simple. And the reality is that simple is not some kind of bad thing. That not everything has to be overly... This has plenty of lines in it. Really fine if I don't want to go crazy all the time with that, because it's very dense as it currently sits. It's very dense. Like myself, really. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna... Okay, that cable's already got stuff. So... Maybe we'll leave that one alone, this thick cable here. We'll go to this one, and we'll do... Ooh, that's a good idea. Let's do a thick band, a thin band, and a thick band again. I don't think I've done that yet. So, double band, thick band. Wait. Yeah, thick band. Okay. Yep. Double band, thick band. Or well, a little bit further down, like maybe that. Like that. Yeah. Double band, thick band. Double band. Arc that better. There we go. Okay, thick band, double band, thick band, double band, thick band, double band. Oops. Okay, here we are. Let's get this thing for this circuit layer. Okay, that's fine. Let's jump back to the paint for this one. Okay. All right. Oh, over there. Yeah, I don't mind this. This is a good alternating kind of way to do it too. Well, that spacing might be a little bit off. Yeah, it's a little bit off. We'll do this. There we are. Fixed. Nice, easy fix. Okay. That one, that one, that one. All right. Okay. Yep. All right. I think that's good. Yep, I like that. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see here. Okay. How long have you been broadcasting for this session? That can't be correct. Well, whatever. So I mean, some of these things don't make sense. There's no way I've only been broadcasting for 4 minutes. The counter says 41. That number doesn't make any sense. I don't think this thing actually has visibility to what it thinks it does. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so I just happened to look at that. I'm like, wait, that can't be what that means. That's what it means. Well, that's what it thinks it means. I don't think it means what it thinks it means. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means. Let's go back to a simpler pattern for this cable, and we'll just do the old double ring, or double band. 1, whoop, switch the actual pen there, buddy. 2, there we go. Oops. Just simple 3s. Actually, you know what? Wait a minute. Let's do this. I don't know if I've done that before either. 1, 2, 3. I probably have, but not in a while. 3. No. 3. That'll work. And then a little bit of space and 1, 2. Yeah. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay, very good. 1, 2. There we are. And 1, 2, 3. Like that. That's good. I like that. Doesn't look like I've done that right near this one. I may have done it somewhere else, but not anywhere. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. Should come back in a second. Should come back in a second. Looks like it's the same. There it is. Let me click back here. There we are. Very good. Very good. Yeah, that's... Usually after the second time it fails, that's sort of a... I've picked up that's a sign it might start happening more often. So we may just go ahead and... What's the time on it? 45 minutes, that's fine. I usually stream for 45 to an hour. So if that's all I get out of it, that's not terrible. I'm going to fix that. Line is too far for me. So we just have to fix this one. So I'm not going to be too upset about that. But usually, you know, I expect there's generally one crash of the mirroring software per session. I just chalk that one up to, you know, whatever, interference or who cares. Usually when there's a second one, that means that it's going to start struggling. It doesn't always happen. This software works sometimes very, very well consistently, and I've had it not fail the whole time. And in other instances, it doesn't do that so much. Oh yeah, there's a case where I did the 3 bands, 1 band, so I have done this before. Have I done 3 bands, 2 bands? No, I have not done 3 bands, 2 bands. Okay. Well, that's good. So let's do a 3 bands, 2 bands, 1. So this one will be 1, 2, 3. 3. So 4 lines. And then 1, 2, 3 lines, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 lines, and then 1, 2, 3 lines. I'm keeping these pretty tight in the spacing between the groups of lines. I'm not keeping this spacing very tight, I can tell you that. All right, that's fine. All right, so then 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. 4? Yes. Okay, and then we'll do 1, 2, 3. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And the fourth one is just off screen. That's fine. Okay, let's erase that. Let's get my thinner eraser. We'll go in between here. There we are. I don't think it... Oh, yeah, it does intersect down here. Let's clean those up. Okay. Clean that up. And that's all for that. So now we can switch back to the paint eraser. Whoop. All right. And we'll clean that. And get these cleaned. Like I said, at some point, I just missed one. I'm going to come in and recolor some of these bands. Not all of them, but some of them will get colored differently, so it'll make them stand out a little bit more. A little bit more of a way to just keep all these cables from looking like the same big blotches, long lines of color. I think it's actually a good thing to kind of break it up a bit. Won't be in this stream because I have to kind of figure out how I'm going to do that, but, or, you know, not how, I know how I'm going to do it, but where I want to do it or not, and what colors I'll use. Probably kind of silvers and grays. Hey, Cenotaph, how you doing, man? How's it going? It has been a while. Happy holidays, Happy New Year, all that stuff. You showed up right. I'm getting ready to wrap up shortly, so that sucks about the timing because I've been doing this for a little while, and my what do you call it? The iPad mirroring software is beginning to show some signs of degradation, which is generally the sign that it's going to just go straight into the toilet soon. So yeah, it has been quite a while, but this is coming out well. So I've got those lines. Okay, that cable should stay that way. That cable should stay that way. So let's see. Did I leave that one intentionally? I guess I did. It looks like it because it's right in the middle of other ones. Let's do this one. What do I want to do with this one? Let's see. Yeah, okay. Let's do tight spacing on single bands. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 1, 2. Oop, I don't like that one. There we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's check spacing. I don't want these to be too far spaced out. So I'm just checking here. There we go. I think that's probably good. Yeah, that's good. All right, so we'll erase. Let's clean those edges up. Oh, oops, wrong thing. There we are. Switch to the paint. So that's going to take a while. Okay. Clean that. Clean that. Clean these. Okay. Clean those. Shave this stuff off. Just so we're good. Okay. So there we are. Yep. So what do I have left on the big cables? I got 1, 2, possibly 3, 4, depending on how I count that one. 5, 6. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm trying to do. I'm going to do at least one more that's earlier, so that people that don't normally get to catch them. So I'm planning next week to do at least 2 that are going to be even earlier than this one, because I meant to do this one earlier. I got caught up with some other stuff that I was doing, and I just didn't get around to it. So I am going to be doing some earlier streams, because I know not everybody can catch the later ones, and normally those are the only times that work. But I'm going to, like I said, next week, probably, well, not Monday, because Monday's New Year's, so probably Tuesday and maybe the Friday again. I'll try to do some earlier ones. I mean, say 10, I'll have to think about this. Yeah, probably like 9, 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that's a good deal earlier than they usually are. I mean, that's 6-7 hours earlier. No, yeah, more, depending. So I am going to try to do some earlier ones. 22:45. So okay, hold on. So what's that? 11:45? No, 11 be 23. So 10:45. Yeah. So it would be more like. Hold on, now I have to do math. It would be more like. I'm so terrible at that. 1745, 1700, something like that. Around there. So it will definitely be earlier. I'll say that earlier. But since you weren't here earlier, I'll turn on the colors are finally all in. Now I'm starting to do the detail stuff. I'm going to do shading on the face. I'm going to figure a couple of other things out. This is a long way from done. I mean, it's been in progress for a long time, but it's also a long way from done because I don't quite know what I'm going to do with everything in this. There are things that I know I'm going to be changing. So I just got to figure it out. Which I don't know. I don't necessarily know what I'm going to do, but that's okay. I mean, there's no rush. It's not for anything but myself, so I'm not running on a deadline or anything like that. I just at some point got to get an idea of how I'm going to do some of these other things. But that's where I'm just starting to add in all these details on the cables and all background detail stuff too. Yeah, I got stuff. I just got to figure some of these things out. I may put like a layer of shadow over the whole background cable thing to make those front circuits stand out more, meaning something like filling this with black and then really bringing it, something like that so it really enhances those greens. Of course, I'll have to put it behind the face. Why are the face colors down there? I should have brought the face colors further up. Face colors should really be, although they probably aren't correctly. What the hell is that? Why do they look like... Hey, God, what did I do there? Hold on. How? Oh, well, okay, if I turn the black layer off, that is what they look like. But why do they look so weird? Hold on a minute. Did I do something wrong here? Hold on. Come on, go up, guys. Go up, guys. So why is it when they're here... Oh, okay, I just have to cut some stuff. 10:45, colored pencils. Boy, that takes me back. I was never good with colored pencils. Hold on, I gotta come back into this because it sometimes it loses the layers. Yeah, colored pencils were never my favorite things. Colored pencils and charcoals, not really my stuff. I look, meaning I admire very much people who can do colored pencil stuff. I think it's wild. I mean, I have a friend of mine did a drawing of our first dog after we lost her, and it's in the other room, and it's all colored pencil, and it's amazing. It's an amazing piece of artwork. I continually look at that thing, and I am stunned by the fact it's so lifelike. I mean, it looks just like the photo that I took that he based it on. It's unbelievable. So I'm always impressed when people can do that. I just can't do it. It's kind of like painting. I can do the easy stuff. Can't do the complicated stuff. Just can't do it. Just not a skill that I have. So, yeah. How did the eyes get so weird? Is it because there's the white? Well, I guess there is no. Oh, there is no white layer. That's why I never put a white layer underneath this. So what I need to do is, just for the time being anyway, I need to paint in a white layer right here, so that the eyes don't look so weird. I mean, I might do something with them later and take the white back out, but for now, just putting that in there so the eyes stand out a little bit more. There we go. Sorry, that's my phone going off. And the teeth, of course. Oh, okay, not too much, though. Go easy there, buddy. Didn't realize. Oh, yeah, because I'm over the black layer. That's right. This probably should have its own black layer, separate from the ones that are on the colors, but for right now, this will work. It works fine. So there we go. Yeah, that's probably too dark. Probably kick that down to maybe 25%. And I don't know. I don't know if I'll keep that or not, but it makes it look like it enhances the green lines. That's why I kind of think I might do something along there. I just don't know yet. But in the meantime, I should erase this because the face colors really should be on top of these anyway, so I should have done this cleanup work before now. But let's get all this cleaned. And then I think at that point I will take the stream, bring the stream. Bring the stream to a close. But yes, I am planning to do earlier ones next week. It will probably at least partially be this image, but I'd also like to get started on something else new. Probably another Dead Media series. I have to admit. Oh yeah, my wife likes those too. Yeah, my wife loves those coloring books. Yeah, they're great. I mean, I like those books. I don't do them, but I like the fact that people can... Okay, wait. I see something. There's a piece of line work that didn't get erased right there. I don't know if it's really visible on the stream, but I can see it. And it's gonna... There it is. I found it. I found you. Got it. What was I talking about for the stream? Yeah, I'm liking the Dead Media ones because I just like drawing hands. I'm not really usually that good at it, but I guess when I'm making them zombified hands, because then they don't have to look perfect, that's probably helping. It makes some sense to me. Yeah, those adult coloring books are really neat. I like that those are as popular still as they are. I think it's a neat thing. I just like people doing any type of creative outlet whatsoever. I really feel like it's such a valuable thing. Creation of any part is just so good for your totality of self. I don't know, whatever you want to... I was going to say mind, body, and soul, you know, but I guess I could go past that. There's other things involved in the entirety of our physical existence, or whatever. So, okay. Wow, that went faster than I thought. Oh, I missed some spots. I was going to say, I didn't realize I cleaned it up that fast. Okay, I think I got it all. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll leave it there for now. So this is where I'm going to bring this stream to an end. Well, begin to take it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I really do think it's... I think at some point, I mean, I know there are already studies that show this, but I think at some point it's going to become really clear that more people should do some kind of creative pursuit, whether, you know, even on a very small scale. It's just another form of a brain game, I guess, is probably the best way to explain it. And I think a lot of people don't even bother because they think they need to have skill, and you really don't, or at least not at first. And you could find that you have a skill that you just had written off as something that was beyond you. You know, I just think there's a lot of benefit to it. And a lot of times it just gets relegated to, okay, you have to be an artist to create, which you don't. You know, and whatever being an artist even means, which is a fluid definition. So that's what I mean about it. I think people should do more of it. But in any event, this will likely be, I'm pretty sure, this will be the last stream of 2023. So I think the next one will come to us in the new year. Come to us, come to you, come to us. I'm the one that's going to be making it, so it wouldn't be coming to me. I will be doing the next stream in the new year. There we go. That's English, something I continually struggle to command. So, being that this is probably the last one for 2020, well, it is the last one, unless I suddenly get a massive block of time, which I'm not counting on. So I'm going to assume, even if it is, I'll just repeat this. So I'm going to assume as this is the last planned stream of 2023, I hope everybody has had a wonderful holiday. I hope if you're watching live, which I know is not many people, so after the fact, this won't really mean anything, but whatever, you can project this to the next new year, because I'm not going to say the specific year. So, well, I did already, but for my new year thing, I'll just say Happy New Year, insert date here, and yeah, so go create something. Most people get some days off for the holidays around this time. So use a little bit of that if you can to create something. Do it for your brain and your body and your soul and your essence within the universe. Why not? It can't ever hurt. Go create something, or at least take in a little creativity. And don't ever let the idea that you have to have artistic ability be a requirement. Let me tell you something, it's not a requirement. Lots of people I know who never thought they were going to be artists have done artistic things and have a lot of fun with it. And even if they only enjoy it themselves, that's still worth every bit of doing it. So on that note, have a wonderful new year. And you too, Cenotaph, I appreciate that. Have a great new year, not only to you, but everybody watching. And until the next stream, thanks for checking this out, whether it's live or later. And we'll see you on the next one. Happy New Year. Take care.